What's up, conscious creators? Alex here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to calm your mind down in seconds and de-stress. And these are the teachings that helped me transition out of being someone who wasn't just hyperactive and needing to calm my mind down, but also used to burst into fits of anger. I've done some pretty dysfunctional things in the past. Many years ago, I smashed up my own printer in a fit of anger. I've chucked and smashed glasses against the wall, and even chucked a bottle at my own ceiling in response to my neighbours stamping on the floor, in response to loud music. Yeah, pretty dumb stuff. But since then, I've learned how to calm my mind down quickly, meaning I wouldn't dream of doing these things these days, and I'm going to share with you what helped me so that by the end of this video, you'll have the tools and realizations you need to calm your mind down and de-stress in seconds. So I invite you to pay close attention until the very end of the video so you can get all the information and apply it correctly to get the positive results. So just a very quick announcement before we get straight into it. A few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Consciousness Revolution program. So head over to speaktoalex.com if that interests you, or wait till the end of the video for more details. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. How to calm your mind down in seconds and de-stress. So right now, I'm going to share with you two major things that helped me. And the first is to slow your breath right down. But before you say, yeah, breathing through the anger, I've heard this before. Well, this advice is different because what do we usually hear in response to questions about being hyped up or angry or anxious? Yeah, that's right. The usual response is take a deep breath. And so what's wrong with this advice? Well, it's correct in the sense that yes, it's appropriate to use, much of your lung capacity. But if we instruct someone to take a deep breath, what do they usually do? They breathe through the mouth, they breathe in faster, and it's more noticeable than their usual breathing. And they breathe from the chest. And this is the exact type of breathing we're likely to do when we're stressed. So a lot of the time we're instructing people to do deep breathing when they're stressed. That's actually just making things worse. What we actually want to do is to slow the breath right down. This type of breathing has been popularized as Pateco breathing, and it's a type of breathing where we breathe light, breathing not through the mouth but through the nose. And not just breathing from the chest, but using the diaphragm. So right now, I invite you to put one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. Take a breath. And if you feel your chest expanding, but not your belly, you know you're doing chest breathing. So take another breath, making sure you're using the diaphragm. So breathe using the diaphragm and slow your breath right down. Keep it regular, with your lips sealed, breathing in and out through your nose, so softly. Getting it to the point where you can barely hear the sound of your own breathing, so that you almost feel like you'd like to take in a little more air. Don't push it. Don't stress your system too much by starving yourself of oxygen, but just slow down to the point where you're almost feeling a little tiny bit of oxygen hunger, like you're going for a light walk. And like many of you may be, I was a constant mouth breather, and my nose was always really blocked up. But don't worry if your nose is stuffy. As long as you can breathe through your nose, just keep going with the breathing, slowing it right down, and eventually, after a few minutes, like magic, it's likely to unblock actually. It was crazy when I first discovered this. It's a misconception that the heavier we breathe, the more oxygen we get into the system. But when we breathe lightly and regularly through our nose, we encourage the release of nasal nitric oxide, which enhances oxygen uptake in the blood. And we encourage the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, which slows down our heartbeat and encourages the body and mind to calm down. And so, the second thing to do here to calm your mind down in seconds and de-stress is this. When your mind is very busy, either just on its own or whilst there's also feelings of anxiety or anger, your attention is focused down onto the mind, which is giving it more energy to get even busier. What you focus on, you give your energy. And so, like a spinning top, the more energy you give to your thoughts by giving them your attention, the more you keep them spinning. So for a moment, take some of your attention off the thoughts and put it into the now. Move your attention from thought to sense perceptions, from the narrative in your mind to the life you have in front of you now by moving your attention. If you're experiencing feelings of anger or anxiety, then it can help to actually put some attention onto the feeling prior to your thoughts about it. And what is the feeling? It's a cluster of sensations in the body. It might be intense. It's separate from the corresponding thoughts. And so sense where these sensations in your body actually are and actually feel them. Even if you're not anxious or angry, but just hyperactive, you can calm your mind down by taking some attention off it and putting it into the sensations in the body. If you're angry or anxious, the thoughts are likely to try and pull you back in because of the corresponding feeling associated with them. The thought demands importance. In fits of anxiety or anger, it's tempting to take them very seriously. And in these moments, they can seem so important, so right. And yet, I'm sure you've had times in your life where you've been very anxious or angry, and then an hour or so later, you're wondering what the hell you were thinking about. Be open to the idea that maybe in these moments, your thoughts about the situation or the other person or your life aren't as serious as you think they are. Know that if they are that legitimate, you won't forget about them. If you just give yourself a few minutes to catch yourself disappearing in them, put your attention within the present moment or within your body, which is within the present moment, and slow your breathing right down. Because the thoughts have a sense of self in them. There's a me or I in the thoughts. I must say this right now. This person did something to me, something terrible to me. I'm so angry. I'm really worried about my life. And so you break the constant identification with the thinking if you want to stop being dragged along by it all the time. If you drift into the busy mind again and lose yourself in it, don't beat yourself up. Don't berate yourself. That will only make things worse. Just don't give up and keep going. Keep noticing your body and the things going on in your sensory field prior to your thoughts about them. Realize that you are the awareness in which these thoughts take place. Start noticing the gaps in between the thoughts. Start noticing the stillness underneath them. Start noticing the peace of just being. Keep doing all of this and you'll be able to calm your mind down and de-stress in seconds. But before you go, here's some details on the Consciousness Revolution program. If you're someone who wants to overcome overthinking or a busy mind, or you're someone who wants to overcome low self-esteem or low confidence that's holding you back from living your best life, this program is for you. Or perhaps you're a conscious entrepreneur that's created some momentum, but needs help taking things to the next level, then this program is for you too. So if any of this speaks to you, then head over to speaktoalex.com and pop in your details, and then I'll call you and we can see if you're a good fit for the program, and we'll take it from there. That's speaktoalex.com. And with that being said, like this video if you liked it, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit all on the notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth. Peace.